2009, the Academy finally realized it had a problem. The Dark Knight was not nominated for Best Picture. Even back then, when awards night was one of the most watched television programs of the year, the big omission of Nolan's critical and commercial achievement highlighted that the Academy had a type. The Best Picture nominees were always prestigious, but not always any fun at all to watch. We all love Fincher, but did voters really think The Curious Case of Benjamin Button deserved that nomination over The Dark Knight? Did anyone even see The Reader?
The Reader! I haven't seen The Reader!
No. So, the Academy made a change, and they opened up the category to a potential 10 nominees for Best Picture. Now, 14 years later, we got some bangers nominated.
Their memories, their emotions, even the skills. There's a great evil spreading throughout the many verses. And you.
For years, I've been a fan of the Daniels' work. Having directed a ton of music videos for some of my favorite artists, they showed how in just 4 minutes they could tell a story that was incredibly goofy and yet moving enough to put a lump in my throat when I watched it. So now, give those guys a feature film on an IMAX screen and you have one of the most wild and touching movies of the year. True to their style, Everything Everywhere makes absurd jokes that start off sounding like toilet humor, only to land even harder when they become a callback, and then transform again as they dig deeper and deeper into each stupid idea until they found the heart and soul of a raccoon on someone's head. Part of what makes the Oscars so much fun to me is seeing how the industry can take notice, reward, and change the lives of the filmmakers nominated. Walkouts at Sundance during Swiss Army Man, a story of self-discovery and a farting corpse, did little to deter them from the path they were on. Daniels were handed the keys to the castle and did exactly what they did best. They made a fun movie that's every bit as charming as their old work, only now with a $25 million budget. It's a movie that highlights the imaginations of where our lives could have gone. If only I'd done this, maybe if I do that. But it reminds us of what we have right now and why that's something worth saving. I hated the first Avatar. I didn't get the hype at all. I thought the story was stupid and the characters were even stupider. But I watched it at home. It was one of the first Blu-rays I'd ever seen. And it sucked. Everyone who saw it back then already knows it's a movie to be watched in the theater. But even still, I wasn't buying it. There's no way seeing it on a big screen in 3D could make idiot John Smith any more likable. Could it? Take me to the ocean, Big Jim, because this movie was fucking awesome. Okay, so who's paying Stephen Lang to be here? Are we just done with unobtainium? It's just now whales? So it's just whale goo now? Why is Spider even a character? Shut up! We in the water, baby! Okay, but really, no, the plot hasn't gotten much better. But I did find myself caring a lot more for idiot John Smith and his family. Seeing them learn and interact with their new sea friends, having a silly talk with a whale, was just enough to get emotionally invested, but also bare enough to shut off my mind and breathe in the world. Each scene, I had a big dumb grin on my face as I watched and wondered at the enveloping world around me. So yeah, I guess I was wrong. Seeing this movie in a theater was actually something really special. There's something about being underwater, immersed in the 3D, that made the whole story impactful. Avatar 2 was brilliant. Unless you're watching it on an iPhone, then it might not be any good at all. Honestly, I didn't like this one so much. And I enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody, so I don't know that I even have standards. I'm a human person. I like some Elvis songs, but I don't know his story. After watching this movie, I still don't think I know his story. The movie does really come alive during the scenes that have a rhythm in its pulse. Austin Butler's performance is great, and it really hits when it all syncs with the editing and Baz Luhrmann's visual flair. The problem is that the movie seemed far more interested in Tom Hanks in a clown costume talking about snow jobs than it was in Elvis's life. The character was so comically evil and didn't help Elvis in any way. I don't know the true story, but I have to believe that Tom Hanks' Clown Man offered something to Elvis to justify keeping him around. With the way it plays out in the movie, I don't have much sympathy for Elvis. It's like he hangs out with a supervillain and then he's surprised to find out he's getting fleeced. Even still, I'm just like every gal out there. I enjoyed that wigglin', and the ending scene was really terrific. Ultimately, I guess the movie's fine. I'd say the real achievement is how Walk Hard managed to be a pitch-perfect satire of this movie, despite having come out in 2007. Hot damn, Top Gun Maverick. What a movie. I like the original movie. It's not untouchable. I think it's totally fair game to return to and, I don't know, make a sequel that's better in every single way. Because that's what they goddamn did. The way we watch movies has evolved a lot over the past 20 years. Back when rom-coms reigned supreme, most movies felt like they finished a little too neatly. An ending that wrapped the whole story together and put a bow on top became predictable, and a little unbelievable that everything that happened in a character's 2-hour life would find its perfect resolution. Nowadays, movies love being ambiguous. They love having their character take the first step in their new direction and then hard cut to black and leave us guessing the rest. That can be really special for some movies, but even that's become a little predictable. So now in the 2020s, when a movie like Top Gun Maverick comes along with a really tight screenplay, it feels like a novelty. It has great characters, moving arcs, relationships that feel real, and erotic beach sports. It's a clever movie filled with satisfying payoffs. Also, are you seeing this shit? Top Gun rules! It's a masterclass in editing, action, cinematography, and some real-ass planes doing some real-ass stunts. Tommy Cruise and Joe Kosinski made magic by putting the camera in spots it would only be if they had it in a real cockpit of a fighter jet. It has real high-octane feelings because they filmed real high-octane feelings. Still, all this eye candy would be kind of hollow without the investment that the movie earns. A great movie can fool you into thinking something like, man, are they really not going to have Tom Cruise fly the plane on the mission? Only to surprise you with the obvious, of course he's going to be flying the plane on the mission. So yeah, Top Gun was undoubtedly my personal best picture. This past year I've been coming in hot with my take, recommending it to everyone I talked to, and those smart enough to go see it in a theater came back and were like, damn, that was a good movie. So those were the movies you probably saw, but next video I'll be going over the ones that maybe you didn't. Spoilers though, those were pretty great too. Just not as great as Top Gun. Hi, I'm Oliver. So those of you who know me know I talk about movies a lot. I was always the guy on set who would talk about movies and ask other people what they thought of movies. And so I've been told a lot to do a YouTube channel, which is flattering, and here I am finally doing it. My channel name was Oliver's Movies before I had anything to market, which is kind of embarrassing now to look at. So if you like that video, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff, help a guy starting out. For real, like, hit the subscribe button, that'd be great. Let me know below what your favorite movie of the year was, and if you hated what I said. If it was Elvis, I'm sorry. You know, that's the whole point of this thing, to talk about movies together. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.